Hello everybody, welcome to iExamB's Legal Week. This is Amrita, your law faculty at iExamB. This is the last video of the series of previous year questions for SEBI Grade A Legal Officer examination that we have been discussing since many days. And before I start with discussion of last set of questions, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay updated with all such kind of beneficial content, notification updates relating to various government exams and excellent opportunities after your LLB. And also visit www.iexamb.com for more updates and courses that are available on iExamB that also you can check out. You can directly call on this number that is visible on the screen and also write to us at hello@iexamb.com. Surely you will be getting a reply. And also अगर आपके कोई भी queries हैं तो आप इस वीडियो के comment section में भी लिख सकते हैं. You can write to us freely. You can request us for any legal topic which you have confusion. We will surely try to come up with a solution on it, and that is of course going to be through a video. So let's start. SEBI Grade A Legal Officer Examination previous year questions that we are going to cover in this video are going to be from the remaining topics. मैंने इससे पहले जितने भी videos बनाए हैं, अगर आपने वो videos अभी तक check out नहीं किए हैं, so please go and check it out because this is the last video of the series. And इसमें जो topics बचे हुए हैं, jurisprudence, interpretation, administrative law and taxation, इनमें से मैंने कुछ questions pick किए हैं. And this is going to be from the previous year papers 2020 and 2022. This is a very good exercise in the form of these videos, short crisp videos, topic wise I have created, unit wise. ये सारे questions आप अच्छे से देखें, analyze करें and उस हिसाब से आपका SEBI grade A का preparation को face करें. That will be the best thing for you. So do take advantage of all these videos, and also you can directly download the memory based paper. You can go through the website iexamb.com. All the mock tests are free at iexamb. So do utilize all these beneficial contents and all the questions, materials, course that we have at iexamb and prepare 50% faster with us. Starting with questions. Before we start with the questions, one thing I would like to discuss with you about these topics that we are taking up for discussion in this video, that is jurisprudence and interpretation of statutes. Point number 7, administrative law, principles of natural justice मैंने previous video में cover किया हुआ है, so वो अभी मैं discuss नहीं करूँगी. Administrative law, jurisprudence and interpretation of statutes. And phase 2 में आपका एक topic add हो जाता है, that is of taxation, जिसका weightage है 5%. So point number 13 and phase 2 का of course point number 6 and 7. So in and around 10% से लेकर 15% तक का weightage हम लोग इस वीडियो में कवर करने वाले हैं. एंड ऑल्सो कुछ एक्स्ट्रा क्वेश्चंस हैं जो कभी कभार आउट ऑफ सिलेबस भी आ जाते हैं. कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स में आप एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हो कि कुछ क्वेश्चंस आउट ऑफ सिलेबस आ जाएं. सो डोंट पैनिक आफ्टर सीइंग सच काइंड ऑफ 1 or 2 questions and be prepared for it and give your best. Apply your best logic and solve these questions. So all that we are going to cover. One thing you will be noting in this video is that the number of questions are less. Eventually हम लोग सारे questions देख लेते हैं and फिर end में हम इस बारे में बात करेंगे कि questions कम क्यों हैं. First question, consider the following statement. The purpose the legislature had in mind as to the meaning and implication of the words of a statute while framing it. Choose the best option for this. Now ये question कहाँ से है? ये question of course interpretation of statute से है. And the options are principle of literal interpretation, harmonious construction, principle of legislative intent, principle of ejusdem generis, principle of reasonable construction. So ये statement देखकर आपको कौन सा principle strike हो रहा है interpretation of statutes का, that you have to choose the correct option. Purpose the legislature had in mind. So now you can see and apply your simple logic and guess it. Even if you have not studied it, you can solve this question very easily, and the answer is C, principle of legislative intent. The purpose legislature had in mind, इतना भी अगर आप पढ़ोगे तो आप directly इस option पर जा सकते हो लेजिस्लेचर का इंटेंट क्या था. एंड येस, इंटेंशन ऑफ द लेजिस्लेचर इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इन इंटरप्रिटेशन ऑफ स्टैट्यूट्स. दैट इज ट्रू. सो दिस इज अ कंसेप्चुअल क्वेश्चन एंड अ वेरी इजी क्वेश्चन. इस तरीके के अगर क्वेश्चंस आते हैं तो ये एक्सपेक्टेड है कि आप इस तरीके के क्वेश्चंस को ईजीली सॉल्व कर पाए एंड स्कोर करें. Legislative intent is nothing more than the purpose legislature had in mind as to the meaning and application of the words of a statute while framing it. And the purpose behind the framing of a statute is to curb some evil, public evil, effectuate some public benefits, and the intention is essentially constructed of two aspects: concept of meaning and concept of purpose and object. This you can go through the syllabus. It is theory that is there in interpretation of statutes. इसको आप डिटेल में पढ़ सकते हैं. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, व्हाट इज नॉट इंक्लूडेड इन अ कैपिटल एसेट. अब ये क्वेश्चन है फेज 2 का. दिस इज फ्रॉम टैक्सेशन लॉ एंड प्रॉपर्टी हेल्ड बाय एन एसएससी, ज्वेलरी, आर्कियोलॉजिकल कलेक्शंस, लैंड सिचुएटेड इन म्यूनिसिपैलिटी विद पॉपुलेशन लेस देन 10,000, स्टॉक इन ट्रेड. इनमें से कौन सी चीज़ कैपिटल एसेट में नहीं आती है? डोंट मिस दिस नॉट ओवर. एंड द करेक्ट आंसर इज स्टॉक इन ट्रेड. इसके लिए हमारे पास डायरेक्ट एंड स्पेसिफिक प्रोविजन है. कैपिटल एसेट इज डिफाइंड टू इंक्लूड व्हाट एंड टू एक्सक्लूड व्हाट. सो इंक्लूडिंग all these things, remaining things are definitely, it is mentioned directly that this is included in a capital asset. And also interesting thing is that capital asset shall exclude what, ये भी उन्होंने directly mention किया है. It shall exclude stock in trade. You can check this out over here. So stock in trade is excluded from capital asset, and that also you can check it out. So this is an direct question that has been asked. लेंदी एक्सप्लेनेशन है, आप वीडियो को पॉज करके इसको अच्छे से पढ़ सकते हैं. ऐसा ज़रूरी नहीं है कि हर बार स्टॉक इन ट्रेड ही पूछा जाएगा. एनीथिंग एल्स कैन ऑल्सो बी आस्क्ड एंड सच काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चंस वी कैन एक्सपेक्ट. सो यू कैन ऑल्सो चेक आउट द PPT. You can download it when it is there in the description of the video, and also you can pause the video and watch it. Third question, individuals should be asked to pay taxes according to their ability to pay. As income increases, taxes should increase. Which of the following principles of taxation is based on equity and fairness? Again, a question from taxation over here. Horizontal equity, vertical equity, benefit principle, cost of service principle, none of the above. अब ये क्वेश्चन जो है ये काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट एरिया से उठाया गया है एंड इसका आंसर है वर्टिकल इक्विटी. वर्टिकल इक्विटी का कंसेप्ट क्या है अगर आपको पता है? वर्टिकल इक्विटी, हॉरिजॉन्टल इक्विटी, ये इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक्स हैं, इसमें कोई डाउट नहीं है. टैक्सेशन के इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक्स हैं ये, वर्टिकल एंड हॉरिजॉन्टल इक्विटी. You should be knowing this and you should be knowing the difference also. Horizontal equity is a notion that equally situated individuals should be taxed equally. And persons who are having equal incomes, they should pay identical amounts in taxes. But it is very difficult to apply this concept in practice. Vertical equity देखते हैं. This means that unequals should be treated unequally and is also known as the ability to pay principle. तो जो question था उस हिसाब से हमारा आंसर vertical equity बिल्कुल बराबर है. It means the total tax burden will be distributed among individuals according to their capacity to bear it, taking into account all of the relevant personal characteristics as well. Whatever capacity they are having to bear that tax or the ability to pay that tax they are having, according to that vertical equity का principle काम करेगा and unequal should be treated unequally. ये principle उसका baseline है. If any act repeals and reenacts with or without any modification any provision of a former enactment, then references in any other enactment or in any instrument to the provision so repealed act shall. अब ये क्वेश्चन ही इतना कंफ्यूजिंग लगा था कुछ स्टूडेंट्स को. जब ये प्रीवियस ईयर पेपर आया था तब मैंने काफ़ी स्टूडेंट्स से बात की थी एंड येस दिस वाज एक्चुअली कंफ्यूजिंग क्वेश्चन. इस तरीके के क्वेश्चंस भी हम एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं. सो एट दिस टाइम वी शुड नॉट गेट पैनिक्ड एंड वी शुड ट्राई टू ब्रेक द क्वेश्चन and then understand it properly first and then look at the options. So let us understand the question first. Again we will read it. If any act repeals and reenacts with or without modification any provision of a former enactment then references in any other enactment or in any instrument to the provision so repealed act shall, उसका आगे क्या होगा, that has been asked. And the options are: unless a different intention appears, be construed as a reference to the provision of the so repealed act. Unless a different intention appears, be construed as a reference to the provision of both the repealed and the reenacted act. Unless a different intention appears, be construed as a reference to the provision of the so reenacted act, be subjected to very context of the enactment being referred to, neither the repealed nor the reenacted act, but will be decided by the Supreme Court. So the correct answer to this question is C. Unless a different intention appears, it will be construed as a reference to the provisions of the so reenacted act. तो जो reenacted act उसे ही reference किया जाएगा unless a different intention appears. This is what is the correct answer. And this, from where it has been picked? It has been picked from the General Clauses Act 1897, Section 8, which is talking about construction of references to repealed enactments. Repealed enactments से related अगर कोई references हैं तो उनका construction हमें कैसे करना है. So ये General Clauses Act से पूछा गया है. थोड़ा सा unexpected question है ये, थोड़ा सा नहीं, actually काफ़ी unexpected है. So in such kind of situations, we should try to apply our own logic and give our best. Ejusdem generis is, now this is a very easy question. Interpretation of statutes का very important and famous principle है ये. Ejusdem generis का meaning क्या है? They have been asked, that has been asked here, of the same kind. And ejusdem generis is actually a subsidiary rule of interpretation which literally means of the same kind or a same nature. That means it intends to applied, it is intended to be applied where general words have been used for a following particular and specific words. When general words are following any particular or specific words of the same nature on the established rule of construction, then the legislature will presume what? That it will use the general words in a restricted sense at that time, because it is following the specific words. तो उसका जो effect होगा वो general words पर आ जाएगा. Judges cannot go beyond litera legis is propounded by which rule of interpretation? Golden rule, ordinary meaning rule, mischief rule, rule of construction, beneficial construction. Again, a very expected and a good question from interpretation. Ordinary meaning rule, लिटरल रूल को हम ग्रामेटिकल रूल भी कहते हैं, प्लेन मीनिंग रूल भी कहते हैं, ऑर्डिनरी मीनिंग रूल भी कहते हैं. अब हमें ये देखकर डायरेक्टली स्ट्राइक हो जाता है दैट दिस इज द लिटरल रूल, बट कई बार हम लोगों को ऑल्टरनेटिव मीनिंग्स नहीं पता होते हैं तो हम कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं. सो यू शुड नो द ऑल्टरनेटिव मीनिंग्स ऑल्सो ऑफ ऑल दीज रूल्स. लिटरल रूल इज ऑल्सो नोन एज ग्रामेटिकल, plain meaning and ordinary meaning rule. So the correct option is option B. So this was all about the questions. There were 6 questions from these 4 papers. That means phase 1 2020, phase 2 2020, phase 1 2022, phase 2 2022. इन previous year papers में से, इन units में से actually सिर्फ 6 questions हमने कलेक्ट किए हैं, जो इतने ही क्वेश्चंस आए हैं. अगर आपने नोटिस किया होगा जूरिस्प्रूडेंस के यूनिट से कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछा गया है. एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव लॉ में से भी एज सच डायरेक्टली ऐसा नहीं पूछा गया था, बट इट वाज आस्क्ड ऑन एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव ट्रिब्यूनल्स, जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के दायरे में हम लोगों ने ऑलरेडी डिस्कस किया हुआ है. सो एज सच यू हैव नोटिस्ड इंटरप्रिटेशन से क्वेश्चंस आए थे. क्वेश्चंस वर फ्रॉम टैक्सेशन एज वेल इन फेज 2, 1 or 2 questions, एंड कुछ आउट ऑफ सिलेबस जैसे जनरल क्लॉजेस एक्ट. सो हमें ये अज्यूम करके चलना है कि कई बार देर इज़ अ फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी कि वेटेज के हिसाब से इट इज़ एक्सपेक्टेड, बट दीज आर टेंटेटिव वेटेजेस. एट द एंड देर कैन बी सम सब्जेक्ट्स जिससे कोई भी क्वेश्चन ना आए, जैसे हमने देखा जूरिस्प्रूडेंस से एक भी क्वेश्चन नहीं था. सो दिस इज़ हाउ वी हैव टू प्लान. बट ऐसा ज़रूरी नहीं है कि जूरिस्प्रूडेंस से क्वेश्चन नेक्स्ट टाइम नहीं आएगा. इट इज़ नॉट सो, but we have to keep an idea that in these previous year papers this is what is our analysis, and that we have to retain that how many questions are coming from which areas, maximum questions are coming from which areas. And now I would expect कि आप इन सारे videos को एक बार अच्छे से देखें, analyze करें and अपने paper की तैयारी अच्छे से करें. If you all are having any doubts or queries, you can come to us anytime. Me, Amrita Johar, Miss Neha Dubey and with Miss Vidika Bansal. We are the expert faculty for legal at iExamB. You can write to us at hello@iexamb.com, or you can even write in the comment section of this video or any of the videos of LegalB. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay updated. Thank you so much, everybody.